What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Study Hall here on UFS University. This is a buddy cast tonight.
This is a buddy cast.
My name's Tam. I'm joined by
James.
And what Study Hall is on UFS University is we take a bunch of your guys' UFS topics as well as some of our own, and we sit down and we discuss them for your amusement, entertainment, and knowledge. So, before we jump into who we are, if you like the content, go to patreon.com/TCGUniversity. Subscribe at a couple bucks, and you'll get You get the content early, James, as well as some exclusive content. It's pretty rad.
That is exactly what happens.
So, James, it's just me and you. The
It
chill
is.
cast. We're hanging out, living life.
It definitely is.
How's your week in UFS?
I finally finished building my deck for the Chicago PTC coming up this weekend as of the recording.
Now, you finished this deck on like Tuesday, right? Or
I built it on Thursday. We finalized it as the deck I'm going to be taking on, I think, Sunday or Monday.
Okay. So it has not been too terribly long.
No.
Do you want to let the good people on Patreon know what you're playing for this weekend?
I am playing Kevin, Mr. K-Dog Broberg.
K-Dog Broberg. James, why are you taking Kevin Broberg to the biggest PTC of the year?
Because
so
I
far
suck at this game.
Well, why would you possibly take Kevin? Like, why are you doing this to yourself?
So I was just didn't want to play Akuma. I didn't want to do the Akuma diversity battle, and then
Because Akuma's your favorite Street Fighter character.
Akuma is my favorite Street Fighter character,
And he's the best character in the format.
That is the
Asterix.
most unfortunate thing for me ever.
Yeah.
I hate playing good characters.
We know. You're playing Kevin Broberg.
Yeah, I know. So I was just
Shout outs to Kevin Broberg.
shout out to Kevin Broberg. So I was just digging around through characters, just building, and then I came up with the Kevin list strictly out of I wanted to play Fatality with him. Fatality,
Okay.
if this doesn't deal, get a momentum.
That's really funny.
Stick to. But there's nothing good to go with it, so I kind of just went, what can I actually do with this?
You know we have
And-
extra fatalities now, right?
Yeah, I know that was why I wanted to build it.
So like, we have extra fatalities. Did you test fatality?
No.
And you're just like, nah, it's chill.
Yeah, I was just like,
All right, so tell me how this
it didn't get the deck where it needed to do stuff.
Tell me how this Kevin Broberg deck works. Give me the breakdown. After the PTC, we're gonna do profiles of both our decks on all of our decks.
I'm good. That's my entire plan for the weekend. So it likes to stun down the cards that stop me from doing what I want to do.
Okay.
By blocking and whatnot, doing Kevin Broberg things. But it also sends things at you that make you want to block, like Ice Ball.
Okay.
So if you don't block it, I'm going to seal and commit your character.
Yeah, that card is really annoying, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's only 3 damage, but like if you don't block it, I'm going to seal and commit your character. And like that's the reason we build decks, right? Because we all want to play Kevin Broberg.
The deck that yep. Because we all want to play Kevin Broberg.
Because we all
Every
want to
single
play
person.
Kevin Broberg.
I've never met a person who doesn't want to play Kevin Broberg, the character card. I know I had a Kevin listed together at one point. We ripped that thing apart. The deck I decided to take is Jeddah 2 Dot. Jeddah has not made a very big appearance in the PTC circuit.
Not.
And I think my deck is good enough because I've already had like 3 people say they don't want to play with me anymore. So
Well, I don't like to play with you in general.
yeah, well, there's that.
We have the UFS dorms and no one plays UFS here.
Yep, absolutely. Just make content and edit. There's a lot of editing that happens in these walls. So yeah, I want to go ahead and jump into topic 1, which is we just had a PTC. Where is this PTC at? Is in something park.
It is
Cameron Park.
Cameron Park.
That's almost me. I'm almost Cameron Park.
You are almost Cameron Park.
If this was me, I'd be Cameron Park. And I want to. Yeah, go ahead.
If you became a Sith, you'd be Cameron Dark.
Yeah, absolutely. So your top 8 is as follows. In first place, we got Akuma. We've got second place, Elena. Third, Ed9. Reptile, Huitzel, Gil, Cassie Cage, Goro. So what are your first impressions? And we're going to go through everybody's deck list as we go and talk about like some interesting choices of everybody.
Huitzel topped an event.
Huitzel topped an event.
Huitzel topped an event.
I want to say it was an Earth build. I have it right here, I think. Yep. Earth with Aether Leg is like the big condition.
Being able to create long strings.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll discard this card and ready my. No, that's not how it works. It's discard momentum, right?
Yeah,
Discard momentum build too.
And like his
You
stuff
always have
technically
momentum.
deals. Yeah.
Yeah, it makes everything a threat.
So like you build 2 and then like Oh, you blocked? I'll pick up the Aether Lake again. Play it again. Build 2 more.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there's a bunch of interesting decks.
You know
here.
what he should have been playing in this deck? Off-symboled. Pulse Flare. Blow up those foundations you create.
Hell yeah, that'd have been hype. That'd
Like,
been really cool.
It doesn't go with any of the chain, but like, man, is it funny.
At the end.
It does half.
1, 2, 3, 4. We have all 4 good sets represented here.
Yes.
We've got Street Fighter vs. Darkstalkers. We have Mortal Kombat. We have Bebop. And
it's because
Platinum.
Whittle we have Platinum, yeah.
Yeah, we have all 4 of the new design era sets represented here. And man, this is pretty diverse. We had
really is, yeah.
2 diversity, I believe, with Gil and Goro.
Don't know.
We're gonna jump back 1 and just hope that this works and not wreck everything. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we had 2 diversity with Gil and Goro.
This would be the one you want to check, right?
We're checking. Tyler's gonna have to cut all this out.
Nah, keep it in.
Oh.
That's standings after round 1.
Perfect. So we get to see who's there.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I like this list. What's the one thing that surprises you the most about the
top 8?
About top 8?
Elena. Elena and Whittle.
Elena and
I have
Whittle.
no faith in Elena. I don't.
None.
Absolutely zero.
Elena got 2nd place. You got no faith?
Yeah, I want to remind you, there's another character that got 2nd place.
Yeah.
And no one has faith in that character.
Yeah. That's fair.
Like,
I think the biggest surprise here is that half of this top 8 is 5 or less handers. We have 2 5s, 2 4s. Half.
Yeah, but like
half of this.
Gil is.
There's not a single 7-hander here.
There's not. 7-handers are dying again.
Well, so here's the thing, is like, I just think, I mean, you know how I feel about attacks like Missile Launcher, Coffee Samba.
Yeah.
You can't play a 7-hander. You find those bad matchups and you just die. You just lose. And so people are not taking that risk of, I mean, you fight a 7-hander versus Reptile, and Reptile's probably just going to rip them to shreds if they're able to discard 2 cards. You get to block 1 time, and all my things get +3 damage.
That's why you just play Eva.
Sure. Yep.
That's why I play Eva in the 7-hander format.
Yep.
In any format. Man, I want to build an Eva deck so much.
Well, every time that I've seen you build an Eva deck, you give up because you're a quitter.
That is not true at all.
It's pretty true. Do you have an Eva deck together right now?
No, I took it apart.
Interesting.
Because
like a quitter.
Because somebody kept telling me it's bad.
Well, probably because it is. So let's jump in, and we're gonna start with 8th place. This is Colby Cram playing a Fire Goro deck. What jumps out to you right away?
Jealousy and Fake's really cool. Maining Punchwalk.
He's maining Lonely. He's got Lonely at a 4 of. He's got Lonely at a 4 of, my dude.
Why?
Does he destroy from?
I think honestly it's just to burn them. Like you just pick it up, and after your opponent plays an ability that commits one or more of your foundations. And so like,
we're not even really in a stun format.
Well, Coffee Samba exists.
Coffee Samba exists.
Any little baby thing, and you just respond with all of these.
Mm-hmm.
And it's after they play an ability.
It also burns them for 1 for playing stop.
Yeah. I mean, whatever.
It says foundation.
But like, if you try to commit anything that he does, I'll just burn you. I don't care. I mean, whatever. Oh, it's making my +4 with Goro hit even harder. I think the biggest thing that I'm seeing out of this is we've got 2 Jealousy and Fake. We've got the Punch and Judy package. We've got Dark Chirito and no Graven Castle runes.
Well, like he doesn't need it as much.
It's not even in his sideboard.
Well, he gets to pick up. Other characters don't get to pick up the Dark Chirito. Like
we
realize how good it is on defense.
Yeah.
But like
that card stops like a 4th of every UFS card that's ever been printed.
Yeah, that card does so much. That card says you don't get to play cards.
These guys got a lot of
That card in French says you don't get to play cards.
Greatest Combatant. What is happening here?
Go back to Greatest Combatant.
-1 damage for each. -1 damage for each one if they have a face down card in their card pool. Is he this afraid of Coffee Samba?
Akuma.
Fair. That is fair. That's super fair.
This says free damage.
This is Akuma tech right here. That's what that is. Feral is very, very cool. Draw an extra card at the end of your turn. Last is Shinrai, gives -8. Like, I think this is a really, really cool list.
It is a very cool list.
4 Shokan prints. I think this is a really cool list. I think
Yeah,
it's,
because the matchup versus Akuma wasn't gonna be hard enough already.
Yeah. No surprises out of 4 of. Like, this is so interesting. Like, police connections. He's just super afraid
No
of.
Surprises burns a lot of the Akuma evil stuff
Really?
because a lot of them just say check. Like there are some that say cards, but like some of the cool no, do they all? Does I think debt says doesn't say card. It just says next check.
Did it be paid? It definitely says card.
Does it?
Mhm.
Man, I don't know then.
Yeah, I think honestly it's just to get more cards in his discard pile.
That's also very good.
Yeah,
And it's
he mills 1 for them to mill 1. It's spam. It's a 6, which like he's running from hell. He's running grab. He's running punch walk.
He's
running
playing
both.
Shokin Prince.
Yeah. So like having those 6s matter. I wonder how many times we got the punch walk off. I think this looks like a really cool Akuma, really cool Goro deck. You got me thinking about Akuma. Anything that you would change? What's to be one thing that you would change?
Man, I'm not a huge fan of playing punch walk in the main.
You want it to be side?
Yeah, it's super matchup dependent sometimes.
Okay. I just put Graven Castle in this deck. I think Graven Castle is incredibly important. You pick up Graven Castle and then you go off. I am going to give a shout out, the biggest shout out, the one of Test Your Might in the sideboard. Let's go. I think Test Your Might Goro, it would be absolutely gnarly if people would just commit to that. I mean, draw 3 cards because your missile launcher is massive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's like if you have a singular momentum, you made your 15.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Or like any +1s.
Yeah. We're going to move on to our 7th place deck. This is Derek Johnson. Shoutouts for playing Cassie Cage under all. So we have a local player, Barrett Bryant. Shoutouts, new Legendary sponsor player, who played Cassie Cage under all the way to being our reigning U.S. national champion. Let's talk about this deck. 2 Nutcracker, 4 Power Flip. Already I see that like he's not quite playing the most optimal attack lineup.
Or he couldn't afford $60 Nutcrackers.
You know, there's that. But I have to take this at face value.
Way over expensive.
Yeah. Is there anything crazy about his attack, his foundation lineup? 4 Season Guide, 4 Season Morals. I think the biggest thing is like Alpha Male. She already is Alpha Male. I don't think we need another one.
That one's just like Alpha Male just directly put something. I like Alpha Male just specifically because it says, well, I need this piece right now.
I think 3/4 no block matters a lot in this deck. I think you got to survive a bunch of shit. I really dig serving the Outworld. In case like you get self-destructed or something like that. I mean, honestly, like check a 6 to get a bad. You get stuck with a couple attacks on top. You're just like, I'll check a 6. It's a 3. Okay,
Yeah.
well I know what my next check is, so I'm fine.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, but besides that, this deck looks fairly chill. Demon Realm Awakening is an absolute beating.
Yes,
I love
it
this. I love this card in this deck.
At Deadlock, the card just says add itself plus X damage.
Yeah. I dig this a lot. I'm not positive. Like he's got 1 egotistical in the sideboard. When would you ever slide this in?
Those void decks in the top 4.
Ooh, I've got some bad news about whoever wrote this deck list. We currently have 3 serving the Outworlds in the sideboard and 3 serving the Outworlds in the main board.
I'm guessing serving the Outworlds in the side.
Yeah.
Because that would be 40, 18, 62 instead of 65.
Man.
That's what
Interesting.
I'm guessing because these numbers are correct and this number would still be correct without it. So I'm guessing it's just get double added.
Either that or it's just a wrong card.
Yeah.
I think this looks like your standard Cassie Cage deck.
Yep.
I don't think there's anything crazy inherent going on. Maybe maining High Seas Adventure. Fallen Master doesn't do anything.
That card has some sick art though.
Fallen Master?
No, it's High Seas.
High Seas? Not this one.
Not that one. It will this weekend.
Yeah.
I'm so hyped for that.
So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and move on to 6th place. Daniel Mosley playing Gil under Order. Let's talk about this Gil deck. So we have a local player, Tyler Clark, who's one of the other founders of UFSU, who is going to be playing Gil at this upcoming PTC this weekend. And he's playing under life. And he's got a lot of these same choices. I really dig this a lot.
I was looking at like all end, life, and order, and there are a lot of the same choices across the scale.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like each one has similar choices.
I think this needs to be in our sideboard for his deck. I think we're gonna throw that in his sideboard.
I don't know.
Just all assemble that bitch.
We'll have to find some. I think
Stop.
we're playing almost all of them.
Maybe. We'll figure it out. But yeah, let's talk about his attack. He's got 19 attacks. Sun God Choke, Templar's Justice, which is absolutely gnarly in this deck. You never get to attack. You never get to block anything.
Yeah.
And so this thing getting 4 extra speed and 2/2, that's really good.
These are so like
Overhead Heel Crush is nuts.
It's a 10-10.
10-10. You didn't block it. Power Stone is really good.
It's 6/4 plus.
6/4 plus for committing a foundation. Yeah, I'm down.
Same thing with
Usted Beam.
You said it's a 7/3 plus.
Leg Crunch. Leg Crunch is like the only thing that I can see that I'm not in love with, but it is the singular momentum out for his whole deck.
Yeah. And it doubles up in speed. It's like it speeds itself and speeds.
This deck is nuts because Sun God Choke affects Templar's Justice.
Yes.
Sun God Choke, for all of you who do not know, is for sure Gil's best attack.
It's a 10 high for 3.
That
moves automatically.
It's basically fatality.
Yeah.
That does 3 damage, plus more if you can get anything else. When we talk about his foundations, he's got a bunch of 1-ofs and 2-ofs. Like, the only 4s in his deck are Baby, which is Prophetic Fulfillment, and Fei, which those are just obvious choices for this deck.
Just
is there
anything
gnarly that you're seeing that's like out of place in this deck?
Like,
is there anything he's missing?
Under order?
Is there anything that like what's the coolest thing you see about the deck?
Well, the coolest thing is Templar's Justice and Overhead Heel Crush.
Yeah, totally.
I think he's missing Static.
Static buildup?
Yeah.
You think Static buildup's good in this deck?
It's free speed.
It is free speed.
Everything becomes unblockable, and if they do block one thing, everything you're already getting speed to gets +1 damage for free.
I guess that's like the Dimitri 1-dot card, the 2/5 no block that we have in the life version. That's like, hey, everything's getting 1 damage.
I replaced that with
for sure.
That's what I replaced in the all build. I built for the test.
Okay. I think the biggest thing that
free stats are free.
The biggest thing I'm seeing here is he does not have a 6-diff baby. The powerful 4.
I think that card's nuts.
That card's actually insane.
That card says
and
pluses.
he does not have. I guess he's got Leg Crunch in here. The 2 of that's got a 1 low block. But yeah, the other big thing that I'm seeing is Outworld Marketplace. Once per turn, discard a card, draw a card, respond discard momentum. After an attack is played, it loses all keyword abilities and gains throw playable by either player. So he doesn't necessarily care if you give his attacks throw. They're just going to momentum.
It's not that. They lose all their keywords.
No, he says printed, or else this
Does
would
he
be
say
very
printed?
cool. Yeah.
Aww.
Yep.
That sucks.
Yep. Don't worry, I was ahead of you, and I was like, but then it doesn't work. Yeah, there's a Order's got a lot of really cool stuff going on. Oh my goodness, you took it Patriot Stance in Order? That's nuts. Mortal Resurrection at a 1-of, Living Pendulum at a 1-of, Last Viscount at a 1-of from Mother Russia. Like, Order's just got like some really, really sick 1-ofs. They're very, very cool.
Yes, I know.
This guy's really, really afraid of debuilding. He's got Aegis and Wise in here at a 3-of main board, 1 in sideboard.
I mean, I have a lot of.
He's got double Pursuing a Vendetta in the sideboard and double Pursuing Vendetta in the main board.
Yeah, I have a lot of.
This kid's afraid of Jeddah. That's what this kid's afraid of.
I have it in my deck too. It's because Order doesn't have a lot of good spams.
Yeah. And so, like, just not being debuilt
and good high blocks. Yes.
Yeah.
So, like, if you're trying to put in spams that do something, stopping somebody from debuilding you is very good.
Yeah, I agree. Good job, Dan. We're gonna move on to our 5th place. The MVP of the day, Quetzal, played by Nicholas Reagan. This deck looks sick. This deck looks like your classic Quetzal deck. It's just quadding up on as many things as possible. 4 surveyors, 4 the forbidden techniques, 4 improved design, 4 overload dramatic, 4 elimination mode, 4 movie star, 4 immortal knowledge, 4 range of the deal, and then 4 of all of the attacks: missile launcher, aether leg, flashy shadow kick, power stone, nutcracker. This deck's a fucking beating, dude.
What does aether leg do?
Aether leg says discard momentum at the top 2 cards of your deck. You're staging your face down.
It does. He doesn't do anything with his face downs. Like
So
they just sit there.
The biggest thing about his face downs is that they turn him not into a forehander, which is the issue that he has. He doesn't have to waste his time building.
I get it, but like there's no out for them.
Yeah, I guess like you're right. Playing the 1X pulse flare would be hype as shit.
I'm just saying like having an out to it.
Yeah.
Like something that uses them, something that destroys them. Like nothing here destroys.
What under Earth destroys face downs?
It doesn't have to destroy face downs, just destroy.
Okay.
So like he's not playing not Movie Star, but Warriors Descendant.
He's not playing Warriors Descendant?
No.
That seems like a so the thing about Warriors Descendant in this deck when we have a bunch of face downs is
they don't do anything.
They don't do anything. So like why would you play Warriors
But I'm
Descendant?
saying Warriors Descendant is a cool card with him in general because it gives you more damage.
Yeah.
That's an easy out to get rid of things. You got destroy.
I like the fact that this guy put Whistle on the map.
Oh yeah.
I like the fact that
he's playing stronger than all. That card's so good.
That card's super good. I think the fact that printed damage -1. Man, we can plan about Miss Launcher. We have this card. We're fine.
That card's been in the format since base.
Yep. Who gets +2 damage? Anyways,
it was. I told you guys to cite it if you could. Remember when we went to Worlds?
Mm-hmm.
I told you guys to cite it.
Yep.
For the Bebop meta,
Mm-hmm.
Calorophobia does 1 damage.
Yep.
And no one did.
No one. Hold on. Could I play those symbols?
No.
Yeah, Nick's over here doing God's work with a 5th place Whistle 2 deck. Nobody expected
I want
this.
you to know he's playing a machine. They don't believe in gods.
Okay, I guess you got me there. But like, do you think this deck could have used something like Coffee Summit or draw more cards? Do you think this deck could use it? You think so?
The deck could have used it too.
I think Coffee Samba, Missile Launcher, Whistle is a very real deck, and we get it under Earth. Yo, Flashy Shadow Kick's sick too.
He was just building a lot.
Yeah, he's just
and then he gets them back, so he can just keeping his attack turn.
Yeah,
like he builds one, builds more than planned, gets it back the next turn, play 2, gets 1 back.
Yeah,
it was just get minor pluses. The deck.
Yeah, I absolutely and totally dig this deck. I think it's very, very good.
Elimination mode is great.
Yeah, elimination mode's sick. We're gonna go move on to our 4th place deck, Andrew Dang. Shout out. Dang. Playing Reptile underwater. Look at this 23 attacks. Look at this man. 4 Lurophobia, obviously. 4 face cover fire. 4 Finale Rose or 3 Finale Rosso. What? Mm-hmm. 2 Barrier of Frost. What? Your opponent commits 1 foundation. Quad bang. Yo, Soul Trap and Hand Cannon are hype. What in here attack wise looks crazy? Fusion Refusals very, very nuts. I like this card a lot in this deck. Holy cow. That's just extra damage after you've dumped their hand.
Or extra damage mitigate.
Yeah. This is really cool. I like this deck a lot. Castaway and Forgotten. This is the first time I think we've seen this on a list.
Card's really good.
And card's crazy good. Yeah, this deck actually looks like a beating. This deck looks like it would demolish you. Yo, the best card that I've seen so far. Rhythmic Fighting Style. Let's go. This card, Rhythmic Fighting Style, I think is one of the... Man, Street Fighter had such good foundations.
They had okay ones.
I think there were so many diamonds in the rough. So many.
Definitely, but like that whole set wasn't terrific.
Well, that's a different topic for a different day.
Definitely
but
was. Definitely is.
There's like this is some real this is a beating.
Yeah.
Andrew I think
the deck is just supposed to go in.
Like look at face cover fire in Reptile as a reversal.
Mm-hmm.
Minus damage.
Plus 2 to check.
Plus 2 to my check. Or plus damage. If you don't attempt to block this, you have to discard a card on your turn by adding it to your card pool face down.
So he reversals, makes you discard, makes you basically discard another.
Yeah, he probably won't make you discard. But this card itself says that they discard 1.
Yeah.
And so you don't actually use... You can sit here with two cards in hand as Reptile and face cover fire still makes you discard the 1.
Yeah.
That's the biggest issue with reversaling with Reptile is you don't actually feel like you're getting the real value out of it because you have this ability to discard with Reptile.
Either hold or... Yeah.
Yeah. This is a really cool find. I like... This deck's sick. Is there anything you would change or add about this deck?
I think Fatality would be really nuts.
You think Fatality would be nuts? Yeah, Fatality would be very, very good. Hold on, what do we use? What do you use Momentum for?
Finale Rosso.
Yeah, that card is multiple too. That's very good. And Allurophobia. See how
Yep.
powerful. Yeah, I think Fatality might have been like a good choice. Maybe take out Barrier Frost and put him in.
I think Barrier Frost was more for defense and the committing.
Okay.
Choice commit's really good.
Then I don't know what to take out. I think Face Cover Fire was like the main strategy defensively.
It also gives you momentum for the Celestial Beam.
Man, I think a singular Prepare to Fight in the sideboard is not good. I think that card is absolutely nuts and should be played. And I don't know why nobody's doing it. They're gonna find out after this weekend. They're gonna find out. You know,
all of them while playing it.
You know, the last PTC that I went to, the guy that won, he was also maining 2 Prepare to Fight, side in the third.
Yeah, no.
This time
He didn't. He also didn't have to play against Prepare to Fight all day.
You're right.
If he had, he probably would have just scrubbed out.
I would have lost. That person would have had to play way, way harder. So shout out to Andrew. Good job, man. We're gonna move on. Joshua Yeager's Ed 9 deck, third place under Void. Apparently he just stole a deck list from Jeremy Ray and was just like, fuck it. But hey, man,
Solid.
no, there's no shame in that. I mean, you got third. You fucking piloted it.
It's how it works.
Quad Petrol Power. This deck looks sick. Digital Manipulation. This deck just looks like it goes hard to paint.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why we're running Damnation. I think that card's bad.
I mean, it is your namesake.
Reclaiming what's ours. Curious Magnetism. Yeah, this deck. 3 Facial Monster.
Deck's solid.
This deck looks fine. This deck looks totally chill. 4 Evoke. I'm not positive there's much else we can do. 4 Harrison's Lucky Day. Man, is that card that good?
It just prevents you from discarding a card or flipping a foundation. And you get to draw a card off of it.
What flips or makes you discard that much?
Goro's Foundation.
Goro's Foundation.
Yeah. Cool. I'll flip that -2 damage.
Okay.
Hunt for spiders.
Okay. What down here needs to be Damnation? Is what we have to protect. I forgot. We gotta protect the Damnation from Hunt for
Protect
spiders.
anything. Face of a monster. Protecting the cards that do things.
All right, let's talk about
matters.
this real fast. We're playing 4 Venomous in this deck.
Yeah.
Let's go.
That
card
minimize what they get.
That card is so slept on.
Card's really good.
That card's super good. And I've heard so many people be like, Venomous sucks, it doesn't have a block. It's play ball committed. You just get to go in harder and they can't block you. That's insane.
Card's really good.
That card's super good. Yeah, I think this deck looks fine.
I guess the least.
It's not pushing the envelope.
I know what I'm upset he's not playing.
What?
He's not playing our boy Ein. Where's our loyal friend?
Oh, you think that card matters?
I think that card super matters in this format.
He is playing that card though.
He's not.
It's just got Natalie on it.
You're right.
It's another 2/5 no block. And it has a singular keyword.
You're right, but loyal friend can shut off responses.
What?
Yeah.
Damnation's the best card in the game.
Yeah, but it only touches enhances.
That's all right.
And it's unique.
It is unique.
That card sucks.
Yeah, I think the biggest issue that I have with Joshua's totally unique brainchild of a deck is that it's just not pushing the envelope very much.
Yeah.
It's just not.
Ganymede's pretty cool. Prevents your opponent from wanting to build cards.
Yeah. Or take momentum. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like a nuclear deterrent.
Mm-hmm. Hey, go ahead, take momentum. I'll get 2 speed on
this
all
thing's
these.
gonna get real fast.
Just do it.
And it's an ally. That's the big thing.
Yeah.
So like
It
all
is.
this stuff works.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
see.
the real reason.
I see
Yeah.
now.
You're just like, oh man, I'm playing stink gas into terrorists. And you're just like, discard a card. I'll build that 9. Discard another one. This is fast. You held the block, but
You
now
lost.
you can't. You lost. Yeah. Shout out to Josh. Thanks for talking about Discord all the time. And then second place, Elena, piloted by Preston S. Brockway. Shout outs to this guy playing what looked like a very sick Graven Castles Elena deck. Apparently, I was listening to the. I guess we're gonna talk about this card, huh?
I was about to say.
Apparently, I was listening to the Guile treatment. Shout outs to Rockford CCG for all of their amazing Guile treatment content. And Iari was on this week's episode, and he was like, in rounds, he got 2-0'd by this deck, like the Swift 2-0, and then got the Salty Run back in finals. But look at this deck.
What does this deck do?
What does this deck do? This deck fucks you up in deadlock. That's what this deck does.
Solid.
This deck demolishes you in deadlock. This card, or Hammerhead Assault, Shin Ryukan Missile Launcher, Black Dog Fang loops if he needs to. Nutcracker is good no matter the turn.
Yeah.
Woodman's Leaf Shield, Jodan,
Sokutagiri.
Yeah,
Sokutagiri.
that's not right. But
Sokutagiri.
this card has deadlock, and he's just like, yeah, man, I'm getting a free foundation for my Graven Castle runes every turn, and so I'm gonna throw in a Woodman's Leaf Shield and be totally fine. How do you like them apples?
Now that you explain it as a free foundation for Graven Castle ruins.
What?
I said, now that you explain it as a free foundation for Graven Castle ruins.
Yeah, it's a free foundation for Graven Castle ruins. It's nuts. He's playing 4 build for speed to make sure all his stuff hits eventually. I mean, he's got the foundations. Like, he's building for free.
Mhm.
It's like this does not have a cost once for that +1 speed. And, like, it destroys his face down, so he gets his tag back in his discard pile, and he keeps going. Numbers of Other Realms, Forbidden Technique, just to build more. Like, this thing just races to deadlock, and then is just like, oh, well, now I'm going to demolish you
I have
for it.
tools to do.
Yeah. Look at this sideboard Princess Perry and sideboard double Big Cyclone.
Big Cyclone's okay.
Big Cyclone is nuts because of Graven Castle Ruins.
Yeah, no.
You just add
the Princess Perry is like, yeah.
You just add the thing in. Well, the cool thing about Princess Perry is while it's in your card pool, all your attacks gain safe. And so if you're getting reversal to death, while this card's in your card pool, if you're getting reversal to death, you just Graven Castle as your first enhance, add in Princess Perry. Hey, Jeddah, you suck.
Yeah.
Hey, Spraggio Skullbearer, you have to just sit there and not actually apply the real pressure that you're supposed to. If you
Hey, he's playing one of my favorite actions.
Fast Learner?
Yeah.
He's playing Fast Learner because of how many face downs he has.
Yeah.
And adding it to their hand or commit their character. This card is 2 more copies of Stop that you destroyed 2 face down foundations. They don't stay ready. So you're just like, boop. There you go. Or after your opponent reduces the speed of your attack, he has +6. Could you imagine like randomly being like, -2 speed, +6 speed. I know what I'm gonna mill up for my missile launcher. It's getting damage. There's just like there's a bunch of really really cool stuff. That
I'm
you can
sold.
do.
He played Fast Learner today.
Yeah, sure.
I love it when bad cards get played good ways.
The only thing that I'm seeing that this deck does not have, number 1, is it is
Damnation.
not mainboarding Bebop Blues. I think that card's insane.
The card is good, but he has a stop in the main,
Sure, he's got a singular stop in the main.
and he's got like all that life.
The action hate on Bebop Blues matters.
It does.
If I can cancel a fade, by discarding a momentum,
I bet he wish he made that during the
that's
finals.
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm going to. And then the other thing that there's not a you're playing Graven Castle Ruins, and there's not a Dark Chirito on your list. I don't know how you do this.
There's no good. It doesn't have the good symbol.
It has fire, earth, good.
Mm-hmm.
Dark
Chirito does not have.
Chirito has all 3
good?
of Graven Castle's symbols. It's like they were made for each other. It's like they were made for each other.
I don't know.
I'm positive that.
I mean, Big Cyclone does basically the same thing.
Sure, let's talk about it. Big Cyclone does indeed stop the hand discarding, which there was a Reptile in tops. I get that. There was an Ed 9 in tops. I get that. There was a Whitzel in top. I get that. Wow. That's Big Cyclone's actually nuts. For this specific PTC. I think that might be why he's just got some amazing matchups. But the Dark Chirito it does the same thing, but like a different niche. Like, why wouldn't we play like 1 and 1 if we're gonna do that? Like, could you play one parry, 1 Cyclone, 1 Chirito? Chirito is a 6/3 that has multiple 2 on it. And so here's another momentum outlet that we have. Like, I think there's some validation of in
Maybe
at
he
least
just didn't have
experimenting
them.
with Chirito.
I mean, he doesn't only
maybe
have
not.
2 Nutcracker.
What?
I mean, he does only have 2 Nutcracker. Too,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
maybe he just
Him and
doesn't have
Cassie
them.
split them. Yeah.
They
And
had
then-
to work together.
Lastly, we're going to jump into our first place.
ERA Milker.
Shout out. He's one of our Patreon producers, so thanks, buddy. Also, newly appointed Legend of Wolf sponsor player. Congratulations on that as well. So I listened to the whole Gao treatment, so I got a fairly in-depth look at this. As somebody who's made at least 7 versions of Akuma that I
I
can
have
think
3
of.
built right now.
Yeah.
Taking them all with me.
Yeah, I hate you. What about this deck stands out to you?
That stands out. That stands out.
So the biggest thing that I see
Damnation.
is number 1 Damnation, and 2, we're only playing 3 Revoke, and we're not playing the 4th on the sideboard.
I mean, I don't have a sideboard build, but I'm also only playing 3 Revoke.
3 Revoke main, no
Yeah.
side. Would you
I
side
don't
one?
have a side. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think side Revoke's like the best action card in the game.
But I mean, I also in my evil deck currently main 2 of the Sekia Kurosawa.
I agree, and he said he only never needed it as 1, and he only ever sided the 1 versus Graven Castle because he didn't want to get whatever. If
I actually just used it as like a lead-off attack. It's a lead-off attack that makes people want to block.
Yeah.
They don't want you to have it, and they know you'll want to flip.
yeah.
And for me, it doesn't matter either way sometimes.
He's playing both Gyro Blade and Gyro Attack. He's playing
Yeah.
both of these.
I just personally don't like Gyro Blade.
Okay.
It's a 3 no block that doesn't do anything sometimes.
Yeah, fair enough.
And if your open hand goes build 4, hold 1 in a Gyro Blade, and your opponent decides, hey, I'm going to swing at you, you don't do anything that turn.
It's true.
You sit there with a Gyro Blade with no block and get hit in the face. And that's the reason I don't play it.
Drained by a Kiss, I think, is one of these slept on cards from this set. I think response flip after this card resolves. If the attack resolves, flip it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's incredibly powerful on a 2/5 with a 3 high block.
Yes. I think it's super powerful and not even just Akuma. The ability to flip your opponent's cards is very good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like Mathematician was good for that exact reason.
Yeah, and this card doesn't blow itself up. It stays ready.
It's also not play welcome in.
Fair. I think same thing with the N9 list. I think this is just an uninspired deck list, but he went into this event, and I listened on the Rockford Gal treatment show. Fuck, I couldn't think for a second. The Gal treatment, and he was just like, when you go to an event, you've got a mentality that you have, and it's either I'm gonna win my way, and like I'm gonna bring Kevin Broberg to like the second biggest event of the year.
YOLO, my man.
And he went into this event saying I'm going to win, and so he played the most consistent beat ass Akuma deck that he possibly could, and it shows.
I'm working on a build that doesn't have to do that.
He won.
Yeah.
So
Shout
with that,
outs to him.
oh hold on, I think there's a comment. There's a comment on the deck list. Oh. The deck list is incomplete and recorded incorrectly. I mainboarded 3 Dalek Slayer in the attack lineup for a total of 18 attacks.
And
Yeah,
they spelled
fixed
his last name
And they spelled his
wrong.
last name wrong? Come on, Ryan Pham. Best cousin Dave. What a good name. But yeah, shout outs to Yari for taking down this tournament. This was the first tournament that played by the new rules, and I have not heard any bitching. Not any zero bitching.
I doubt it made. Well, I guess
Yeah,
I didn't hear any bitching, but I was gonna say I doubt it made that much of a difference. I don't think we have enough data to really determine.
I want to
whether or
know
not.
how many people scooped in top cuts. We had 2 diversities. Did
I
that
want
matter?
to know what the seating was before the tournament. Before.
Oh, before?
Yeah, what was seating?
Okay.
What players had their first round wins? Like my bad, not wins, but first round go first.
Okay.
What players got to go first during their match?
That's rad. Well,
Those are stats I want to see.
Well, I think we're going to bring this topic to a close. Shout out to everybody at Cameron Park for playing such a fantastic PTC. I heard the store was very cool. And once again, shout outs to Yari and all the other players who made the event red. So, last minute thoughts?
Good job, guys.
So that we're going to move on to topic 2. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Study Hall here on UFS University. My name is Tam. I'm joined by the lamest player in the game,
James.
Hey, James. So this is a buddy cast, just me and you hanging out, talking about some meta related stuff. And before we jump into topic 2, I want to direct everybody out to patreon.com/TCG University. If you like the content, support the show. Toss us a couple bucks and get some exclusive / time gated. Is that the right word I'm looking for? Time gated content. Get the podcast early and whatnot.
Sure.
and access to our cram sessions, and you get to see my crash courses and the TLDRs a little sooner. Yeah, it's the whole deal. If you got no bucks to toss, that's totally chill. Go to YouTube and do the cool YouTube stuff, like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, share it in your local group chats. So with that, we're going to move on to topic 2, which is, where did the killers go?
Is this topic 3?
It's topic 3. Sorry.
Or is
you're
this?
right. You're right.
So this is topic 2, but
We're splitting the PTC results into 2 just because it was like a 40-minute video.
A little
and
longer.
Man, it's already 1 o'clock
So
and I have work tomorrow.
technically topic 3.
Topic 3 of the week. This should come out on Wednesday, the something.
Sure.
Where'd the killers go? Where'd they go? If we look back at the past 2 PTCs, which I have pulled up here, I love having this little screen here. We've got Akuma, Elena, Edna, Reptile, Whitzel, Gil, Cassie Cage, Goro from the Cameron Park PTC. And then we've got Anakaris, Kung Jin, Jackie Briggs, Chun-Li, J-Tao Bane, Scorpion, Akuma, and Dr. Cossack as the top 16 characters that have existed in this past year. The only one that doubled up was Akuma, correct? Did I misread that?
No. I don't believe so.
I believe that's true. So my question is like, have we hit such a diverse meta that we've got 15 different characters and Akuma's been seen twice? We did have a little bit of diversity, and we don't have those numbers out. We've had such a diverse meta now that at the Cameron Park PTC, all 4 power creeped sets were represented. Platinum was represented with Whitzel. We've got Ed and Ein for Cowboy Bebop. We've got Reptile, Cassie, and Goro for Mortal Kombat. We've got Gil, Elena, and Akuma for Street Fighter vs. Darkstalkers. What's your opinion? What's your thought? Where are the kills at?
I think it is right to assume that because of the last 4 power sets, that the meta has widened for the strength of characters. But I also feel like the last 4 sets have also brought things to other characters that didn't have them before. Kind of like the same way we see J-Tao Bane, we see Dr. Cossack, we see Anakaris.
Yeah, Anakaris, Dr. Cossack, J-Tao Bane are the only 3
top 4.
I'm going to say new era. I think that's a way better than power creep. A non-new era. One of the old guard when it comes to character design. But they are doing some things that are really interesting. Anakaris is milling out with fatality loops. J-Tao Bane was playing
he's taking advantage of all the cool new slams.
Jupiter Jazz Nutcracker. He's doing a bunch of really
taking
cool
care
stuff.
of all the new slams.
And then Dr. Cossack, my man, is playing 4 Air Ground Smash and readying 2 cards.
Yeah, it's
YOLO.
Sick. It's sick.
And so like there's a bunch of cool things happening with these with these old characters.
I mean, there's a bunch of new things you can do with older characters.
Where's Spike 1? Where's Spike 2? Where's Vega?
I think we just
Where's
need
Jetta?
to see
Where's Lord Raptor?
Why aren't you playing them? Huh?
I am.
I mean, yes.
I am. I'm gonna go play Jetta.
Well, like the issue we have is like this is like all of our PTCs are smaller numbers, so like you don't get as big a representation. I think this PTC coming up in Chicago, in terms of this weekend, being probably the biggest PTC of the year.
You think it's gonna be the biggest PTC of the year?
I mean, you said that.
I think it's gonna be one of the biggest. I think this Atlanta Rockford Omaha are gonna be
big,
yeah. I think we've got like 16 people from Omaha traveling to this event.
Yeah, we're gonna make up a big chunk of this.
Yeah. I bet we make up half.
But like it's just like the last 2 PTCs have been smaller.
Mm-hmm.
They're smaller events, smaller cities, a little further to travel. Like Reno was the start of the PTC year in the beginning of like February, right?
Yeah, and we just had Street Fighter vs. Darkstalkers be illegal. No. Reno was at the very end of last year. We didn't have anything in January.
So
the
what
Reno
was before
the Reno PTC was the end of last season, if that makes sense.
Okay.
This was technically the very first PTC of the year.
Okay.
But I wanted to count it because it's kind of because Street Fighter vs. Darkstalkers came out.
Yeah,
it just
we haven't
gave
had any events.
It gave us just a little bit more information. And we didn't have any bans. We didn't have Liu Kang at that event.
Yeah.
Who was the last card banned.
So like with those last few PTCs, you have Reno that doesn't matter much because it's the end of the year. In terms of traveling, not like PTC wise, but like
I think you just like completely derailed my whole point that I just made.
What I just mean is just like though the PTC didn't matter much, there's still information there.
Okay.
There people still decided to travel, but like not everyone went, well, this is going to be a good PTC to be at. Like Chicago is like centered. It's good. It's near closer to everybody else than like Reno is all the way down at the bottom of the U.S. Like there's less space for people to travel to get to it.
Okay. So you're saying due to a lack of attendance size, we are not getting a big enough sample size to determine where the killers are.
Yeah. I don't feel like the killers went anywhere. I feel like they all have their place in the meta. I just don't feel like we have the representation so far. So it is only the technical first PTC of the year.
What about Spike 1, Spike 2? Where'd they go? They were monsters.
They were.
Spike 2 was so good it beat Asimov Katarina.
You're right.
And it's gone. Is hand cannon that scary?
Hand cannon is a very good card. It was basically a silver bullet for that deck.
Yeah.
But there are ways to play with it.
Here's my thing about hand cannon. You ready? Are you ready?
I wasn't ready.
In the past 16 decks, from my quick glance, one person was playing it. One. And it was in the sideboard. It was this Gil deck, I believe. It was just Gil. Oh, Dr. Kozak played 4 hand cannon. Just kidding. All right, 2 decks. Hold on, we're going to go back. We're going to keep looking. I'm going to keep jamming.
That one definitely played hand cannon.
Yeah, Ken Broberg played hand cannon. Maybe I'm just wrong. Maybe I'm just like the most wrong possible.
That definitely played hand cannon.
Jackie played 4 hand cannon. Man. Tyler, you can edit all this out, right? Hold on. Oh, Scorpion played hand cannon, of course, duh. Akuma played hand cannon. Okay, so maybe my initial assessment was wrong, but like the biggest thing that I'm saying and I'm thinking about is like if you don't fight against a hand cannon deck, you kind of just win as Spike 2. Like Spike 2 is still nuts.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like I don't think his position has changed. There's just more outs to what he did. Like the issue of why Spike 2 was so strong was there wasn't much you could do.
Totally.
Like Prepare to Fight was really good, and having the ability to just bang him when he goes in. Those were like the 2 main outs people played against it.
2 action cards that he was allowed to rip out of your hand with that 1/3/5 Gabrek.
Yeah.
Always evening the
Let's reclaiming what's ours.
Reclaiming what's ours. Yeah. Good call. I was like, let's name every other Gabrek foundation.
Like it's mostly about knowing the matchup. Like everyone kept like obviously I got beat for the finals versus Spike 2.
Yeah.
Like that entire weekend was, well, there's no way you're going to do it again. There's no way you were going to like I won the PTC before.
Yeah.
The
fighting Spike 2 in finals of that PTC.
Yeah. There's no way you're going to be able to go through what was basically just going to be a Spike 1 and Spike 2 event at Worlds and still come out on top like that. And like I also wasn't expecting to. Let's be honest. I lost.
The truth comes out.
Round 2 immediately lost to a Spike 2 deck. Happens.
It happens.
I think it went 2-2 with versus Spike 2.
That's funny.
Losing the ones that matter.
Yeah.
But like it's not just about having bad matchups or having good matchups. It's about playing the matchups that aren't good or bad for you.
Okay.
Like, you obviously know what your good matchups are and what you need to do to win those. You know what your bad matchups are, what you need to do to win those. But, like, the matchups people don't consider are the ones that are just neutral. It's just your opponent either plays better than you or you play better than them. And that's where I feel like a lot of people, when they look at decks, fall off, is just because they're thinking too much of the negatives. Like, Spike 2 obviously has a very hard out to it all.
Keep talking.
But there's good sides to everything.
Yeah, that makes sense. And the thing that I'm seeing is I don't know, besides small sample size, which you've talked about, I don't know why Vega didn't show up to this event, because Phil Birch, Kevin Broberg, William Howard have made, and Andrew Alexa have like made this staple evil Vega deck. Mm-hmm. Why is that deck not everywhere? Besides like a lack of I don't want to play it. Like this game is so interesting when we compare it to other competitive TCGs where like there's a Pokemon deck. There's like rock paper scissors format.
Yeah.
When it comes to
Pokemon is very rock paper scissors,
especially with like weaknesses and resistance and whatnot. And then you've got Yu-Gi-Oh, which is also fairly rock paper scissors. Like you've got some like 80-20 matchups in that game. And And that's even you still playing the new stuff as opposed to playing anything old or anti-meta. You've got Magic, which like, hey, there's like like each of these colors like kind of have like 1 or 2 decks that you get to play.
Yeah.
And there's just a slight variety, but our deck doesn't have that. We had 15 different decks that have topped. And that just doesn't happen in other games. So we have one of the cool parts about UFS, which we have not had for the past 2 formats because we didn't have the card pool with the new era of how the cards are designed, that like it's a bebop format, and the reason it's bebop is because we just haven't printed new cards. We have printed new cards, and so now it's not that the old cards are bad.
Yeah,
it's not that Fae or
it's just that new cards are just as good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, I think that's what the issue is like everybody's getting washed with the new. Like, all the old characters are just getting pushed to the side because all the new characters are out.
Yeah, totally.
Which is what the problem's coming to. Like, those characters still exist, and they're still just as strong.
I didn't mean to do that.
But, like, everyone's just looking at these new characters.
I would love to know, and obviously, like, you can let me know in the comments down below. Maybe I'll do the research myself. Is there a character that has not topped yet? Is there a character from the new set that
are we counting platinum? Because I think there's a few in platinum that has.
I would count platinum exclusively because of Whitzel and Woodman existing. Whitzel, Woodman, Dimitri, like these are playable characters. Like I think a Dimitri could easily win. Could easily win a thing if we made the right build. If somebody was like really trying for Dimitri, you should take Dimitri for this weekend. It's only 2 days away.
My deck's already. I mean, I will if you pay me money right now.
Oh man.
So Chun-Li topped, Gil topped. Jetta so far hasn't.
Ken hasn't.
Lilith
hasn't. But I think that's due to lack of events.
Yeah. Lord Raptor the same. Morrigan.
I think Lord Raptor topped over in the UK, didn't he?
I think so.
Didn't he? I think so.
So if we go back,
Platinum's where it gets a little hokey because like Stoneman's been all over the place. Splash Woman will never do anything. Skullman will never do anything. Shoot Man will never do anything. Okay. Shadow Man's okay. Plant Man's good. Napalm Man topped at Nationals. Whitzel just topped. Gemini Man won an MCS event or got second place, I think.
Yeah.
With Barrett. Barrett Bryant, shoutouts. Drill Man, Dimitri 2. Bubble Man.
I mean, Chris Smith lost to a Drill Man recently. That was on the podcast. That was on one of their podcasts.
Yeah?
that's I remember him saying that.
But like Mad Pro, Jet, Faye, Ed9. Hold on. Has Ed9 won anything? Has Ed9 won
Ed9 is the only Bebop character, I believe, not to win an event.
And Faye was the other one, right?
Yeah.
Until. Chaboy.
I want you to know. Your character was supposed to definitely win an event way before mine.
Yeah, totally. 100%. 100%.
So right now, I believe it's just N9 that has not won. Shinnok has had...
Shinnok's topped.
Has he?
Takeda has topped?
I believe so. Sub-Zero has topped.
Let us know in the comments if Takeda's topped. I'm not sure.
I think out of this, the character that has not topped is Aaron Black.
Ermac did something over in the UK.
Aaron Black's the only character I believe in MK that has not topped, and I'm not counting Darkstalker for Street Fighter because it's just released. We don't know.
We'll see. We'll see after this weekend. We'll add the.
Aaron Black was almost my Kevin Broberg deck.
Yeah. That sounds bad.
It was basically the same deck, just played a few more lows.
Yeah,
and then you would just like stun 3, boop, add, cool. I'll hammer it.
Hammer it out, dude.
Played like 12 low attacks and the rest were hammer and frost.
That's funny. Yeah, I
think it's still good.
I love the fact. How many characters do we have in standard when it comes to this
150. 150. Oh, New Age?
Yeah.
I can't. Oh my god, that works like that?
Yeah. 48 characters, it looks like, is what it's saying.
Looks like it.
So that's 50 characters that we get to like play with and experiment.
That are currently at this time considered,
and that's 150 symbols.
The same level, yeah.
That's 150 decks that we can make. And that's a solid. That's a list of characters. That's a healthy meta if everybody is competitive.
Yeah.
Which it seems that everybody is. I think this is a testament to Jasko's ability to make these new era cards.
Yeah.
Nothing feels incredibly underpowered. Even to the point of like we here in Omaha thought Chun-Li and Elena were bad. And Chun-Li topped. Elena just got second.
I still feel like Chun-Li and Elena are bad, but that's just.
We're gonna talk about one of them here in just a bit.
Are we? Oh yeah,
we are. Definitely are.
My answer is always gonna be the same.
Are there any last minute things you can think about? Last minute ways? Anything you want to tell to the good people?
Don't be scared to play the bad characters.
Don't be scared to play.
Definitely don't be scared.
Don't be scared to play bad characters. Don't be scared to play good characters, honestly.
Yeah.
The diversity prizes are getting better, and so there's no reason for you to go for it if you feel like go to win it. Either go to have fun and play some bad Ken Broberg deck, or like go to win and go play Akuma. Like,
hey, I'm gonna go win.
Or go to win.
When
and go
I
Akuma.
win with Kevin Broberg,
I will eat crow. I'll make this my main Twitter post. Fair?
Do you even have a Twitter?
I do not have a Twitter.
I'm gonna make your Twitter, and your first tweet is gonna be, "Man, Kevin Broberg's pretty good."
Kevin Broberg's pretty good. But no, I think the biggest thing that you can do in this game, because of how I'm gonna use this word, diverse our cast is, and it's only gonna get more diverse with Soul Calibur, is play who you want to play. Everybody's playable.
Mm-hmm.
It is now really truly feeling like the universal fighting system, and it feels like everybody's got a fighting chance. There might be 3 symbols that are a little above the rest.
Yeah,
fire, earth, and good.
Order's pretty good,
but
yeah.
But you know how I feel about Missile Launcher.
Order just needs some spam, and it's pretty good.
With that, I'm gonna bring the topic 3 to a close. We're gonna go ahead and move on to topic 4. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Study Hall here on UFS University. My name's Tam, and I'm joined by the lamest player in the game, James Stevens. How are you, buddy?
James, I'm good.
Good to hear. Before we jump into it, I want to let everybody know that if you like the content, you want to support us a little more, go out to patreon.com/TCG-University to get some exclusive / time-gated content like the podcast early, as well as some Patreon exclusive shows. So yeah, if you don't have any bucks to toss, that's totally fine. You can head over to youtube.com/UFS University and subscribe, like, comment, share in your local play groups, anything to help. Just get the word out about this beautiful game of UFS.
Yes.
So, James, we're having a little broadcast. It's just me and you today.
Buddycast.
And the big thing that I want to talk about
Tyler's here too
today. Well, he's there sleeping.
He's with us.
He's
technically with us. He's
like 1:30 in the morning, and I don't want to do this anymore. He's with us in spirit.
I mean, he's technically editing this right now.
He is, isn't he? Tyler,
technically.
Say something witty on the screen.
That's so funny.
That was, oh man, what a gut buster, huh? What I want to talk about in topic 4 is Elena. She just got second place at the Cameron Park PTC. Shout outs to, hold on, I'll find it. Shout outs
Yari
to
Melkor.
No. Preston S. Brockway for piloting his good Elena, Graven Castle's Elena, to victory. Almost to first loser at that event. You know what that's like? Second place. I also know it's like at the first Omaha PTC I went to. I lost to Chris Nixon. Shout out, Legend of Flair. Anyways, Elena. I'm gonna read out Elena, and Tyler's gonna flash her up on screen. After your turn begins, you may add the top card of your deck to your staging area face down. Enhance. Remove the top card of your deck. Your attack gets plus X speed. X equals the difference. X equals the printed block modifier of your removed card. Enhance. If your attack gets +1 damage for each resource symbol it shares with your character. So basically, everything gets 2 damage in your deck. If 1 or 2 damage, it has to get 1 at least. Everything gets 1 damage. I do not believe that there are any attacks that have Chaos, Fire, and Good. There are none, 0. So we do not have any automatic includes in an Elena deck right now. There is not. I've looked.
There are 2
with Chaos, Fire, and Good.
Mm-hmm.
Name them right now.
Fatality and Brutality.
Fatality and Brutality. You're absolutely correct. What a fucking idiot I am, huh?
Yeah.
Huh?
Uh-huh.
Man, if only one of those could do damage. Okay, so let's talk about a couple.
You want to talk about doing some Elena? Build some Elena draw 4 with.
No, I don't want to. No. I wanna talk about Elena and some interesting interactions with her. Number 1. After your turn begins, add the top card of your deck into your staging area face down. That is before you draw your cards.
Yes.
So that is not ready, review, draw. It's as soon as your turn starts, before you ready anything, you build one, then everything readies, and then you draw it. You review, then draw. So the build has to be what happens first, which is why cards like White House do not interact well with Elena, because you would draw that card off of White House after you add in, and then draw your hand size. You didn't actually +1. You just drew a card way quicker than you were supposed to. The remove gets plus damage equal to the printed block modifier on the remove card. That's not affected by things like Sniper Joe, because it's printed.
Mm-hmm.
It does not say block modifier. So things like Sniper Joe or Woodman's Leaf Shield doesn't affect that. And then the +1 damage, as we said, there are not anything that shares 3 symbols, but there are plenty of characters from the new age of UFS that share 2 symbols. We've got Faye that shares chaos and good. We've got Jet that shares fire and good. We've got who's got chaos and fire?
Takeda has good and fire.
Yeah. Like there's Takeda stuff's really nuts in her because you get to stack stuff. It's pretty good. Ultra. I'm gonna look some stuff up. Chaos fire. Who's got it? Chaos fire match. Go. Looks like
Elena.
Kung Jin has got
Kung
some cool
Jin.
stuff. We're just gonna look at characters because that's what that matters. Kung Jin's got some cool stuff.
Drillman.
Drillman randomly, Marathi
Ooh.
randomly, Schechter randomly,
Carebrett 4-dot.
randomly. Chaos good. I know Quickman has these, but that doesn't help. Woodman
Blanca.
Blanca's actually really good. All of
Ryu.
Ryu's stuff.
Sebastian.
Shinko seems very, very cool with this character. All of her support.
Man, if only Elena got some real support.
Yeah, I wish Elena got a card, but
I think they both should. I think Donovan Pseudo got a card.
Donovan did get a card.
I know.
Donovan did get a card, and Elena did not.
Yeah.
So Elena, what's the strength? What's the negative Elena? And the real topic is, how do you beat her? How do you beat Elena?
Bang.
You just bang. Just play 3 symbols and you win the game. There you go. We did it. Video's over.
Bang's really good against
Have a good night,
her.
guys. I totally agree. I think Bang defensively is one of the strongest things you can do to any 5-hander.
Stop.
If they're going in and doing their crazy 5-hander stuff, you just bang or stop their character and it's over.
Mm-hmm.
The reason that they only get 5 cards is because their character's supposed to be nuts. The thing is the cool part about Elena already happens before you can bang or stop her, which is her building for free. The thing about Elena is she's a fair Athena, and Athena got to build one every as a first form every turn. She just does it. This happens. But at the same time, Elena does say May. She does say May, so you do not have to build in a deadlock if you don't want to. I don't know why you wouldn't. Just fucking 3 cards.
I mean, Athena also got to have 7 cards in her hand.
True.
I think that was much better, in my opinion, than the face down.
But
The ability to flop the sweeps face down the card.
Athena did not get to have any sort of damage pump. I have seen an Elena attack randomly get 5 extra speed for no reason. 5 speed, 2 damage.
It's something.
And do a bunch of other cool crazy shit like under fire. Can you imagine giving a missile launcher 5 speed up with your character?
Yeah.
Like I watched it happen, and it was not fun. I wonder what I'm gonna mill for stats. I wonder. I think this character is incredibly good, and I think her having such a high vitality is the thing. She's a 5-hander with 34 life, and that is that. Unlike Vicious, who's got like 31, right? He's got 31.
He's 31, but
Okay.
he's a 6-hander.
Yeah, he's 6-hander, and he cuts himself. In order for his character to work at all, he has to reduce that vitality.
Mm-hmm.
So he's actually not 31 health. He's actually closer to like a 20 health character, honestly. If you're using pay 3 on every single one of your attacks, and your opponent has not hit you, you play 4 attacks, and you've lost 12 life, you're 20 health. You have 19. And so like, it's nothing to sneeze at when it comes to 34 health and the ability to play things under 2 of our symbols like Woodman's Leaf Shield, playing Dark Cherry Toe, playing these cards that
Cyclone,
Big Cyclone, playing these things that can add in to, and there's your DR, there's your defense, and the fact that she doesn't have to worry, she gets to be a little more aggressive with her attacks. She can play more attacks because like Metal Man, she just builds it down. She's just like, hey, I built it. It's fine. It's chill. We're down.
Like, I think she has disadvantages against wall characters. She has disadvantages against control characters and disadvantages against aggro characters.
I can tell you that thinking about the matchup when it comes to the deck that I'm playing currently, which is Jeddah.
Mm-hmm.
This matchup actually seems really hard because they're given a free foundation that I have to work extra hard to debuild them every single turn, or have enough momentum in make them have enough momentum that their attacks don't matter. But her character gets rid of the two of the momentum that I'm doing. So the DR, it's not working, and it gets random speed. So that means blocking is even harder.
Mm-hmm.
She hits hard, she hits fast, and she's able to pass control checks early. She's able to play a little greedier, solely based on hey, I've got +1 to my check once. For the same reason that, like, Say was so good. I'll build this from my hand. I'm going to go in. But Elena is Athena. She builds it from the top of her deck. And it's ready? I think you are undervaluing this.
I think I'm not.
So the thing about a 5-hander is that they, in order to block 2 things, they have to build 3, and that can easily get stunned out. Well, Elena gets to build 4 hold 2.
Mm-hmm.
She gets to build like she's a 6-hander.
Yeah.
And that's incredible for 34 life. Building like you're a 6-hander. Do you know how, every 5-hander wishes they could build like a 6-hander.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Every single one. And she does it. And there's not a way to interact with this. There's how many foundations in the game are meta relevant, but maybe now after this, after opponent builds something happens. Like transform, and there's a bison card, a 1/5 of the 2 mid block that
Destroys
says,
itself to destroy it.
yeah, I think remove it from the game.
It's a 1-for-1.
Yeah, which is not good. That's not true advantage. I'm gonna destroy my face up foundation to destroy your face down foundation. Like that's not good. I think this ability and us not being able to interact with it at all, it's good. What are you looking up?
Thursday, Junior. I spelled third wrong.
You just spelled it like thief.
I'm illiterate.
Add to there.
Well, that didn't work.
None.
There we go.
Hey.
Play the foundation, doesn't matter.
Yeah, this
card's really cool. They drew
Extended
add
lifespan?
cards.
You're not doing that though. You're not adding any cards to the
Yeah.
hand.
I know.
You were talking about not extended lifespan, was it? What was that card?
What card?
Extended lifespan as
Yeah.
that card is cool. I just wanted
That
people to know.
Card's just really cool.
I think like the biggest thing is you can't interact with that part of her. She always gets to build one. Always. She always has +1 to her check once. And she gets to tap or blow up or whatever those face down foundations. She just gets to. It's just a thing she gets to do. I think that's incredibly good.
That didn't have the symbol I wanted it to. That was actually what I was doing. Sorry. I was looking something up for me later.
That's good. That's
Sorry.
good use of our podcast time. Thank you.
My head starts.
Tell me,
having ideas.
besides Bang, how do you beat Elena?
Control.
I think I'd have speed buffs or speed debuffs. I think her randomly ripping 3, 4, 5 speed off of the top, because like she gets to play bad block mods, because not only is it giving her extra stats, she gets to that 4 becomes a 3 because of the +1 foundation she was given.
Yeah.
Like if we want to think about math that way.
I think you need to control. Like control's so good against her in my opinion, because as a 5-hander, she needs to build cards, and her cards have to matter
Totally.
because everything else is face down. It's like her cards have to do things.
Yeah.
And just having the ability to either negate or turn them off is just so solid.
Yeah, so things like Fade with Akuma is really good. Things like Princess Perry is super good. Like being able to
Loyal Friend, Stun, Ice City.
Because that's a really good one actually. Frozen City, that's super good.
No, I wasn't talking about Frozen City. I was talking about City of Ice, or City of.
What are you trying to say?
The seal this, seal one.
Yeah,
of those.
it's Frozen City,
Okay.
not Frozen Palace.
I was thinking Frozen Palace when you were saying it. So
yeah.
yeah. Just the ability to control
Frozen Palace, like that card's not bad.
Really just the ability to control their game, because like she was playing a lot of deadlock cards, but like I think that beats wall characters. Like it beats things like Spike One.
Yeah.
Beats things like
Jet.
Jet beats things like
Good Jet specifically.
Woodman beats things like that. But like,
Yeah, she just reminds me of like a really solid Woodman, and she's got 2 of the symbols.
Yeah.
Like she reminds me of a really, really solid Woodman.
I think, in my opinion, I think Woodman's just a little better because he gets to pick up blocks.
But the thing is like Woodman has a hard time killing you, and Elena doesn't. Elena's just gonna beat your ass. And
I think Woodman could be fine.
I think that's the issue that Woodman has versus Elena is Woodman builds, but so does Elena. Woodman has to build it during the enhanced step. Elena doesn't. She builds every turn. So like her wall is going to be better because she's constantly building it. Constantly. Every turn you have
They're funding her.
Yeah. Mexico's paying for this wall. But no, there's you need to have stat debuffs, whether it be DR or
Just
speed
negation.
reduction, or you need to find a way to discard cards out of her hand. The more that you can just deal with and attack. Princess Perry demolishes this deck like it demolishes every 5-hander. Being able to fade a card back in her hand and make her overcommit to end her turn. Breaker is very good, except for the fact that your Breaker 1 is actually Breaker 0 because she's given this free foundation.
Yeah.
If we want to do math that way. There's this, her foundations don't necessarily matter because
She
half
sucks
of most
versus
of them
evil right
are
now.
going to be face down. Yeah, totally.
She's terrible against the evil matchup.
And
just in general.
if you can over control her foundations, something like a man, I would say self-destruct, but her getting to build that free extra one, like that sucks. That means she's gonna
2 foundations.
Yeah, that's 2 foundations. She's gonna not
It's one.
in her. Her opponent. She's I have one face down. She has one face down. She might just kill me.
Be a 6 if you could.
Yeah.
Can't.
There's something about this character that I personally slept on. We had a player here, Mike Brown, shoutouts, who made this deck, and I was playing Lord Raptor, and he was playing a Fire Elena deck, and he fucked me up. Like it was
Fire's a really cool symbol for
real gnarly. I think Fire is her best symbol for sure.
just because Textsphere says copy anything.
Textsphere says copy everything. Textsphere missile launcher, Coffee Samba, Shinryu Khan, and all
cool
of
targets.
Ken's attacks. Ken's uppercut, Violent Shuriken, is insane. Discard a momentum, add whatever I want to my hand. That is crazy. The SRK,
I'll talk to you later about it. It's a cool name.
SRK putting the 5 diff Ken card on top and just like, oh man, 5 speed. Oh man, this thing shares 2 symbols. All right, my character just gave my character for free gave 5 speed and 2 damage.
And then like
For free.
I feel violent. +1 speed for every of my removes attacks.
Yeah, absolutely. And the Ken kick, the big like KKK kick, it's 1 damage for each of my removed attacks.
Yep.
It's like this deck has something going for it, and this is the fire aggressive build. I've also heard of in the realm of thing, Discord something. There was a Rising Monk version of this deck that was running around. You know how the best way to fix your 5-hander problem? Discard your card pool of all these ranged attacks and draw cards. Hey, oh man, I checked bad. It's a good thing I was given a free foundation this turn, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Like, this character very, very much has the ability to dumpster you on 2 if you build it correctly, just because of this free extra foundation.
I still don't think she's.
Mayfa's Assault is a very good card versus
Mayfa's
this
Assault
character.
Is pretty.
Commits all her face downs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Versus the character. I was like,
Versus the character. This topic is supposed to be how to beat Elena.
Yeah,
Like it's supposed to be. And we're talking about these super cool Elena decks. But knowing what she does is the first step in order to beat her. So yeah,
knowing your opponent.
play things that punishes her for trying to overextend because she's going to want to. Break her and make sure break her more than 1. Breaker 1 does nothing. Breaker 2, Breaker 3.
Breaker 5.
Make
Jetter.
yeah.
Jet.
DR all of her things, but realize that she's going to get +2 on all of it, so your DR has to matter. -1 damage does not matter against this character.
-1 will always matter.
The speed is going to be hard to fight because on average she's going to be only +3 speed. because +3 is like our average. +2, +3 is our average block modifier. And she gets to play crazy cards, like she gets to play like War for Armageddon under one of her symbols and be like, hey, this is +4 speed randomly. There's a bunch of really, really cool options that Elena has. Any last minute thoughts on Elena before we close the podcast?
I should probably test her.
I think you should.
So that way I know how good she is.
I honestly, I think
I don't see her as a good character.
I
currently.
think we should. Hey, did you not play against Mike's deck?
There was a time where I didn't play UFS for like a month and a half, 2 months almost.
He was
Like I built a Kuma,
people.
played it like once, and then that was it.
And he had like the one of Pulse Flare in this deck, and it was gnarly
I would definitely play one of Pulse Flare.
because you get to copy it with Tech Sphere.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think Tech Sphere would be the only 4 of in the entire deck,
Maybe
and
I
I
don't
would just.
we can find his list. He has it. So with
I
that,
want to build my own list.
so with that, we're gonna go ahead and bring this podcast to a close. If you
Thanks for joining us for the Buddy Cast.
Yeah, it's the buddy cast. This is really fun, James. I really enjoyed this. I wish we could do it a little sooner in the night.
I mean, I had to work.
I get it. But we put in the hours for you, the good people. If you like the content, go to patreon.com/TCG University. Shout out to all of our Patreon producers. And
Tell us how bad we are.
give us for my $7 peeps. Give us some topics, yo.
We do need some time.
I want to hear from you, the good people. If you want to leave us topics in the comments down below, we might get to them, we might not. But if you want your topic guaranteed, Patreon. So with that, stay learned.
Been there.
Get learned.
That's supposed to be mine.
See ya.
See ya.